Welcome to the NEScathlon tutorial series. Going to be doing TMNT today. So this is going to be focused on marathons and races rather than the outright speedrun. I'll try to cover both, but definitely the main focus is going to be on marathon strats. It's not a huge difference. How's it going, 16-bit ferret? You just told me you're doing good. I should read before I just ask questions. But howdy. But yeah, feel free to ask any questions as we're going through. I'll try to cover everything. Whole thing should be about an hour and a half. That's what I timed it out to before. Not really going to cover the start button timing because it's not even set in stone. But obviously we start out here. Gonna skip this first tunnel. And you want to run over here, just left past this line, right here. You don't need to be that exact, and you're not going to be that exact when you're actually going through. But this is the minimum needed to go through, and if you go down, you'll stab that dude as you're going through. So that's how you know you've done it sort of perfectly. If you go, if you go further, it's not a big deal. Just don't get run over, is really the main thing. If you're right on the center line here, boom, you're dead. So we go on past that dude. And then we cut hard here. That's actually low. See, you can get pretty far up in here. You can be basically walking on the building there. The hitboxes in the overworld are kind of weird like that. So, don't get run over. Cut it soon. Cut through there. Stab these guys early. If you're too slow on that, like if you wait to the last second, you're gonna get hit. So, boom, boom, or not. Maybe you'll just kill both of them. If you stab earlier there, it's better, is the point. It's easier to hit them. Just make sure you try and get them as quickly, as early of a stab as you can on the first one. Makes the second one easy to pick off. Go in here. We want to come just off the ladder. If you're too high up, you can't press to the right here. So you want to come down just a little bit, jump off as quickly as possible, and get that dude. That little wasp. If you don't come down far enough, you get stuck like that, you're gonna get hit. So come down, get that. Can kill those guys. Generally, I just jump over them. Right on through like that. Gotta be sure not to mess up too much in here. Go too slow, let things go off screen. Because it will spawn this wall of guys if you do it really bad. When I was first learning this, somehow I got the wall of guys to spawn. And now it's like impossible for me to make it, to screw up and have it happen, You have to kill like so much stuff to have it spawn that wall. There's half the wall there. Anyway, stab that guy, jump those guys is usually what I do. Down stab that one, jump through these. At this point is usually when I switch to Dawn. Technically speaking, you could have switched to Dawn immediately as soon as you got control. He can do all the things that Leo would have just done there. It's slightly tighter timing, but not a huge deal. So we're coming up to the Bebop fight. If you're doing an outright speedrun, you just want to run into him and almost mash. You pause just after. I screwed it up there, actually. Stab, stab, pause, stab, 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 and then you end up with the appropriate amount of life. You go with 3.5, that gets you below half health. The reason that's done is because when you're below half health, most weapons in the game get a damage bonus. For Donatello, it takes them from 15 damage to 16 damage, and that actually will mean oftentimes you only have to do 2 hits instead of 3. The only thing that doesn't apply to is Raphael's size and the boomerangs. I think those are the only 2 weapons in the game that don't get a damage bonus below half health. However, in a marathon and well, depending upon the race, definitely in like a marathon race setting where you've got 10 games, I would not do that. I would instead just try to keep full life here. Try to kind of kite him around. Use Donatello's active frames. See, I can stab out to the right and turn around, and my bow then goes to the left. It will still hit if you can time that right. So, just a second here. There's some construction stuff going on. My dogs have been kind of set off by it a little bit. And it kind of got noisy, and I don't want them to like blare out you guys if they start barking. I think they're actually okay with it this time for some reason. Anyway, so yeah, the idea is basically you can walk away, turn into them. That's a useful technique with all Donatello's active frames. And just try not to take too much damage there. If you can get out of here with full health, I don't see any reason to take the extra damage. There was the barks I was worried about. Sorry about that. Anyhow, where? Oh my goodness! What a. I was worried this was going to be a problem today. But I woke up and all of a sudden there was construction and like, oh, I have a tutorial to do today. Hope this isn't a problem. Anyway, let's actually kill this guy and get out of here. Follow a tight line here. You can cut this pretty early. Not quite that early though. And into this tunnel. Let me actually get a save state there. Alright, so obviously you have this pizza here, that if you're low on life you can go in and out, and you can farm it. You don't really want to have to do that. And even if you take a little bit of damage on the Bebop fight, I don't really know that that's super necessary. You have a lot of extra health here. You're gonna have to kind of figure out how comfortable you are. The point of this is basically getting almost all the way through level 3 without having Donatello being in too much danger of dying. And there's some extra safety pizza along the way that we can kind of look at. Normally, though, we just come down, walk off, jump, stab, wiggle, stab. So it's pretty easy motion there. Just stab them on the way up. Go back a little bit, turn around, stab them some more. Walk off, stab these dudes, up stab the third guy. You technically can stab all 3 of those wall or ceiling jumpers in one hit, but oftentimes it goes wrong, so I just do the 2 and then kill on the way down for the last one. And then here we're about to spawn a mini-boss. It's going to spawn basically right before I get to this left wall. I'm going to even make a save state here. Boom, there he is. It's going to take 3 hits. If you were below half health, that would only be 2 hits. But it's, you know, it's a pretty free fight. Just stab him, well, stab him, stab him, stab him. The important part after that is getting lined up to the right here. So let me actually get a better save state for that. Alright. So we want to line up basically with this black line in the back. See right where my face is pressed up against. You have some wiggle room here. You can be more to the left, you can be more to the right. The more to the left you are, the faster it's technically going to be, but the more difficult this ceiling jumper kill is going to be. So we walk forward a little bit. Right when we get our body lined up with that crouching dude up there, we're going to stab upward. Boom, it takes those out. And you're out of there. If you're way over to the left side, then you're going to have to be more exact. See, I was too late on that one. You're probably going to have to react even sooner to you know, really get that upstab in there. And maybe it's not even possible like that. I know if you're really far up there, you have to do like a downward, stab like that. So maybe that's the way you have to do it if you're really far over. Just lining your face up with the black line here, though, is pretty free. Even if you're way back here at like the pipe, it's still pretty good, and I think I can still walk straight on through this guy. Nope, not quite. So definitely want to be right up at the line. Stab up, jump, walk through this, and you're out. No big deal. Come down, enter here. I want an actual save state there. Actually, I want a save state right outside here. Because this is going to be kind of a tricky thing. It's not huge. But timing the actual up jump and stab of these guys is fairly tight. You want to take out all those on the right side. And if you put a save state after you're halfway through the door, it's going to mess with your timing when you're practicing it. So save state outside. See, we still got all the right side ones. I missed that one on the bottom left. It doesn't even matter. That's the general idea of getting through there. You do have this boomerang guy that will sometimes... There, I missed one. And I'll show you what to do when you missed one. Just come over here, upstab him, you're out. A little bit slower, not a huge deal. But, yeah, the boomerang guy that I was going to talk about. Sometimes this boomerang guy, I forgot to downstab, will throw a boomerang and or even jump out here, and if you upstab right before you make this jump, you can usually take out the boomerang. If he jumps at you, you're probably just going to get hit, and there's not a ton you can do about it. Just try to recover kind of best you can, get out of there, get back up to this platform and out of the room. The other possible way to do this room is to simply let them go by and then follow them. You have to be a little bit better on the timing of that, apparently, because you want the screen to scroll and them to continue on. It prevents this guy at the bottom from spawning, that walker that shoots the laser, and then they will go off screen there. Then you can get out of the room. It's definitely slower, but it is easier than trying to time these stabs. But stabs really aren't that bad. There. Okay. And going up to this next room, I generally don't go on the very edge of the ladder. Oftentimes that's what you want, because you're trying to get up as fast as you can. But there is a boomerang guy right up above here that will sometimes be a jerk, and if you're too far to the left, it makes it difficult to get past there. So if you just go up the right side of that ladder a little bit, it's you know, just safer. You just want to jump past everything if you can, stab to kill that, get out. Thank you for the host, Ant-Hole. Alright, so now we're going on to Rocksteady. He is going to spawn right before I get to this the right side of the left door. And basically he's going to have two patterns. He's either going to jump immediately, or he's going to shoot and then jump. So it's pretty much always going to be a jump. If you see a shot, then you know after that shot the next thing is going to be a jump. The other thing is that walking away, stabbing away, and then turning into him is pretty powerful, because you want to make sure that you're maintaining distance from him to avoid the shots that he puts out, and to avoid the jumps, so that you have enough distance to be ready to react to whatever. Thanks for the host links. So let's kind of see what that looks like. Stab him as he's come down, walk away, stab. I blew up that shot with my swing around stab, and then I knew he was going to jump immediately. So I jump over him and stab down at him and chase him. I missed that. Whatever that one was. That's Real Deal DePiro. Thank you for the host. But this is one that, it's not tricky, but oh, I missed my first shot. See, there he just jumped. But I'm maintaining my distance and turning into him. You know, it's a pretty easy fight once you get it down. Just make sure that you're kind of walking away and turning into him a lot, unless you're sure of what he's going to do. And the only time you're really sure of what he's going to do is after he shoots. Oh, I missed really badly there. Pretty easy fight though, right? Pretty easy fight. What's up, Bell Rock? Alright, moving on to everybody's favorite stage, the dam level. We have so much health here, it's gonna be easy. Just walk in the door, obviously. And right off the bat, we're going to be dealing with an extended jump. I'm gonna show what those are after I clear out this nonsense. Then we'll show the trickier way that it really should be done. Okay, let's just get in the face. So the idea behind an extended jump is that you get your turtle basically halfway in. It's not technically halfway. You can see I'm just to the left. Hopefully it's clear enough, but that's as in as you can get. And this only works on these single tile platforms. But get halfway in, jump, just hold to the right. And I have better luck if I stab when I do it. I'm off there. Here we go. Boom, we're up. Technically, it can be done without the stab. So we're in position. There, we're up. Thing about this, though, is that we don't really want to walk over here, and there's so many enemies, you can't really... I might be able to sneak in there. You can't just walk over, set up, and get through. I guess you can. That actually wasn't terrible. But if you can do it walking from the door, it's better. And what I try to use is this arrow in the background. So kind of like right about here, I jump as I'm walking forward. So we come out the door, and if I was better, I would get this 100%. But yeah, so you want to time your jump to where it gets you in that position without having to stop and set up. If you do miss it, oftentimes I just come over here. You can line up your spine, the back of his head right on the right side of the ladder. And boom, you're gonna get through on that one. It doesn't lose too much time. Obviously, it's not ideal. There, it wasn't set up. But there. Let's try and actually do that well. I don't know why I can't hit this now. I'm always 1 pixel too late or too early. So this room is actually really cool if you can do it. It's not that hard. I don't know why I'm having trouble with it. That's the thing with these tutorials. Anyway, that's how I get through that. I'll talk about that again. Hopefully we can actually get our jump in a reasonable amount of time. This is not the method everybody uses, but I upstab, short hop, downstab through both of those to get through that first section. Other people do a slightly different way of getting through there. It's not a huge difference, except that the way they do it, they bump their face on this block here, which is totally fine, because that's actually something that they need to do. I don't bump my face there, so what I end up actually having to do is when I upstab the guy coming up, which we will see here, I bump my head and I do a slight pause. And the reason for this is it sets up the timing with those guys up above. You see those wasps that basically follow me right from the beginning. They have, they will be too far behind if you don't make some sort of slight bump. They will be too far behind to get hit on that swing right there. And you will just whiff on it. So you need some sort of very slight bump in there, and it doesn't take much. Oh my lord. Get up there, you dumb dummy. There we go. Up stab, down stab through both of them. You need to kill this dude or he will chase you as well. And there I actually got a different enemy than what you would normally get. But you gotta be prepared for the chainsaw guy to spawn there. Try and trap him with hitting him with your bow as quick as possible. There, the shuriken was still on screen, so it didn't spawn. But you get the basic idea. Grab the very left side of this ladder, go on up. And here we have some extra pizza, should you need it, if your life is really low. I would definitely take it if you're not comfortable. The other thing I'm going to talk about here is weapon drops. Weapon drops happen on every 25th kill, approximately. It varies a little because the game is kind of weird on how it counts kills and the way that bosses reset and modify the kill count. But we would really like to have a shuriken before getting to Mecha Turtle. So something like these things up there, we can just walk by them, or we can go ahead and try and kill everything up there. And then that bumps up our kill counter. And we get it, the more things we kill, the more chance that a shuriken will drop. Also, if you don't grab the very right side, or the very left side, excuse me, of that ladder that I just came up, this dude that drops down immediately, he will hit you. So you should be ready to attack him no matter what, just in case you didn't grab the very left side. Pretty simple route through here, getting up top here, stab him on the way down, stab him again. Normally he would be dead because our life would be low. Takes a third stab because our life is high. Kill that. Here's a spot where you can extended jump. It's not one that I'm real practiced on. Obviously, if you set up right down here, it's not a big deal. But you're going to be stabbing this dude over here, and then you're going to try and do a curve jump, and I actually almost had it right there. I usually just jump up here. It's so easy to miss that it's not even really worth going for the extended jump. This ladder, do not grab the very right side of it. You want to go just slightly past and up. The reason being is that it sets up the cycle for that guy to where he will duck and you can just jump right over him. This jump is still tight, but it's pretty easy once you get used to it, as long as you don't grab the right side. You can obviously just kill him if you're really uncomfortable about it. But usually want to jump. Well, see there, I didn't make it. Alright. Jump that dude, stab up, stab some more things to kill. And then line up with this. I'm actually like a pixel too far here, or a spot too far. There, should be good. You want to line up with the ladder, go back to the left. How's it going, Kong? So let's try and do that a little bit smoother so we can see how the enemy's set up top. There, I still missed it. Anyway, moving on. We just want to stab these as we're going through. Not a big deal. This jump here is a little tricky. You want to almost walk off of it before you jump, and there will often be a guy right here that you need to stab. A jump down stab is generally the safest. An up stab as you're walking off will get him. Unfortunately, I'm not really going to be able to make it spawn, probably. I'll see what I can do. But, you know, yeah, it just won't spawn for me. Hey, I am. Thank you for the host, Yells Rick. But yeah, this jump is going to be annoying. It's very easy to mess it up, to walk too far and fall. You cannot do an extended jump up here, even though people insist that you can. Thanks for those, Kong. If somebody can do it, that would be amazing, and I would love that. That would make this level really nice. But just, it only works with the one-tile blocks, as far as anybody has been able to prove. So yeah, on out. Come up here to the top, stab a couple dudes in the face, and then we're ready to jump into the water. Now this, because we have so much health here, is gonna be pretty free, hopefully. And I recommend, and this is basically the main reason why I would recommend keeping Dawn's life so high. Because now you have so much health to get through here. Oh my god, who is calling me? I'm so sorry about that. Alright, just a second. Oh my lord. Everything's going wrong here. Alright. With these bombs, you want to grab right at the center. If you grab at the bottom or the top, then you do this sort of slow swim up and it wastes time. It will pause the timer at the bottom, interestingly enough. So it'll give you kind of a false good time at the end if you mess that up. But definitely go for the center. We got health to spare on Donatello. The other thing is that kind of, I'll see if I can, right there. Switch to Leo, boom. Well, if I swam correctly. See, I kind of manipulated how the electricity went. Swim up to it. The timer for the electricity doesn't stop while you're paused. It's already on there. It goes off. So, if you are trying to get through something without taking damage and you're about to switch to another turtle, you can kind of swim up to it as close as you can before you would take damage, and then switch to another turtle, and maybe it'll be off when you come out on the other side. It doesn't always work out, but it's worth a shot. Yes, you do want to be doing this with Dawn. This is one of the easiest places to lose a lot of time. We have tons of health here on Dawn. It's not really a concern. we just got through all those that would have been damage on other turtles. And, you know, you can switch at this point, or even there's the next one you can go through. Once you get to half, I would switch over. That's where it would start being kind of scary. Another thing that we have to consider is right when we're about to swim up here. You need to be out away from this left wall just a little bit. That activates the underwater current. Go back down. If you follow this route, it's pretty free. Later, okay. Then I'm gonna go through this. You see we got current right there. And at this point, I'm gonna switch to Leo. I switched to Leo because I actually want to end up on Michelangelo if possible. And there, we almost got through without taking damage. Normally I would just go the top route, and I should have shown that. Should probably make a save state in the middle here, so we don't have to go through all this again. Take the extra hit here on Dom. Gonna have my dog barking more. Alright, switch to Leo. You lose underwater current if you bump into a left or a right wall. So I kept underwater current through those tight corridors. They're kind of designed to take it away from you. But let me make an even better save state here after we switch here. Probably just gonna bump. Yeah, see, I have current there, and I lost it there because I bumped into the wall. I do bump on that wall as I'm coming up because it will try to push you to the right, and if you don't bump there, then oh, thought I made a better save state. If you don't bump, then it'll push you away as you're trying to swim to the left. So that's not something you want to do. There we go. And you see I still have it there, but if I bump into this, now it's gone. I'm just floating there. But this actually makes a big difference on your time through here. And just swim through the top here. We don't care too much about that one hit. We got plenty of health. Should have taken the hit there better, but that's alright. Right. Now we go up through the seaweed, and having current up here is going to be a big help. So the other thing is, don't push it. As soon as you're at 1 block of health or lower, you see I'm at a half, just immediately switch. You're not going to lose really much. You know, trying to max out your iframes there, you're just going to die. And if you die at anywhere in here, it's going to be a huge problem. You know, I had it happen to me during the last marathon, Retrothon, when I was doing the impromptu run. And it added so much time, because I was trying to recover, and I couldn't at that point. Just don't even push it. I don't know exactly how long the iframes last. Oh, we're back here, dang it. Keep forgetting to make more save states. They're not a long time, though. You see, he flashes. Hopefully it's coming through. I am streaming at 60 FPS, but sometimes it doesn't like to really show it off. So boom, I'm already dead there. That was actually longer because I managed to avoid some seaweed, and then puts you right back at the beginning, and you've got to get through all that nonsense. It's terrible. So we're at 1, immediately switch to Raph. Don't even worry about trying to preserve health. We got so much extra health, it's ridiculous at this point. When I get to this bomb, even though I have quite a bit of health left on Raph, I'm gonna go ahead and switch to Mike. The reason being is I want Mike's health to be lower. Ideally, when we get out of this, we're gonna have like 3 boxes of health, I think is probably about as safe as you really need to be. So we're gonna take 2 hits up top, so we're already set up based on me switching earlier, as long as I don't run my face into the seaweed. Even if I do, it's not a huge deal. and we actually only took one hit. I'm just gonna roll with it because it's not that big of a deal. But we have plenty of life technically still to spare on Dawn. We have plenty on Mike. We have plenty on Raphael. As long as you swim like that, you can pretty much swim through everything, and it's not a big deal. Gotta sit through this long cutscene. It's very important that you point out that Shredder's hand is coming through the TV. Also, he blinks a lot. I don't know what that's supposed to be called. Are you trying to modify the moderation things? I don't think it works against moderators, but maybe it does. Alright, let's go and help Splinter. Alright, walk down, grab the van, drive over here, jump out, go inside. Not a big deal. Here, we want to try and kill things. Wow. This is weird. I don't know what I've done. Is it because I didn't spawn that? Ah, this is not the right enemy set. This really shouldn't happen. I mean, we can work with this. What the? It's always something weird in tutorials, because I'm save stating, changing things. We get the right enemy set here. Really no reason that we shouldn't have the other enemies. Thank you for the hosts. Magical fails. What? Okay. How do I get it on? Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna load up another save state. We're gonna have lower health. But it will be okay. This round. No, I just overwrote that like an idiot. What is wrong with me? Alright. Get through this real quick. Or not so quick. I even stopped and read it. I was like, don't mess this up, don't mess this up. Okay, I don't understand what words mean, apparently. Alright. So we'll show what getting some pizza looks like. And then running into things. It's always an exciting time. I did fully test this route before, so it's not like any of the changes that I made, you know, talking about what was going on, actually modified that enemy set. I'm not really sure what went on that would have made it mess up. Could just be some weird thing with Power Pack and loading the RAM repeatedly. Alright, there's that dude. See, we upstabbed, it was fine. So I have even less health now, which is fine. We're still gonna burn a lot on Dawn. Just we won't get through as many hits as we had before. Hopefully things come out alright. How's it going, Costin? Alright. So we're only really off like one box of health there on Leo. Taking a little bit more damage there, but it's Alright. Gave me like 0 current there, which is cheap, but what can you do? Did I mess up the current? I might have. Anyway, so we're lower on health. Not a big deal. Switching to Mike. Things are still looking to pan out just perfectly. On those the two lightning bolt things that I just went through, if you pause before the first one and get through without damage, it sets you up to get through the second one without damage. So it's kind of a nice way to save 2 health for almost, the cost of only 1 switch, one pause. Now we get to sit through that cutscene again. I wonder if it's because I didn't drive all the way up. It's really the only change I didn't. I saw that in a run, and I thought, why aren't I doing that? And maybe that's exactly why I'm not doing it. So I'm gonna drive the way I normally do. Make sure that we get a good setup first. If you get that other enemy set, you're on your own. I don't know. I don't know what to do then. We're waiting for you. Ha ha. Ha. Let's go and save. No, go and help. Not save him, just help him. Help him down off a hook. Alright, so this is how I normally drive, right up to that building and spawn set up there. Not a big deal. And we got good stuff. There we go. So you can kind of kill a few extra things there by swinging up. This dude right here. Usually... Alright, let's get a better save state, now that we know that it's going to work. Usually, he will turn to the right, and he will shoot, just like that. And that gives us a little bit of a damage to lower Mike's health here, while still getting boosted forward. You don't lose as much as the damage that we're gonna have to take later. Sometimes he will not shoot, and in my experience, if he doesn't shoot, that generally means that this guy coming up in the next room is going to walk into you. It's not guaranteed. The other thing is that you don't have to take this damage boost at all. If you're not comfortable, or your life is already low because you had to take some extra damage underwater, you can just jump late, and you get through for free. Here at this vent, stutter step drops that guy through the floor. I'll show that again real quick. But it's right at that third vent in the background. Stutter drops him through the floor. Here, you want to grab the rightmost side of the ladder like usual. The particular reason, I'm actually going to reset this just to make sure I don't mess with any enemy sets with him shooting flames at. But we need to be on the right side in order to get through the guy coming up as easily as possible. You know, if you're not perfectly right side, it's not going to ruin things. It's just going to make things a little bit harder to get through with low damage. But hey, if you need to take more damage, like technically I do right now, it's not even the end of the world. So, go up here. He's gonna shoot us. Well, sometimes he will shoot me in the back, and it's nice. You need to go over here and make this extended jump. Pick up the missiles, walk over this gap, don't try to jump, and then die to this guy. Gonna death warp us back out. Mash start, you see I was already set up on Donatello. That's part of the reason why we go ahead and kill off Mike. It just sets up right to just get right to Donatello, jump in the van, take off. Shoot down, shoot again, that guy's dead. So to the right to blow that up, another missile takes out this guy. Missile here for that, drive to the left to get past this guy. And don't try to be too exact on these turns. It's really easy to run into the top of a building here, and you're just wasting time. Take it a little wide, and you'll be safer. Another turn, shoot. Shoot again after it hits him. He's dead. This will blow this up. Shoot. Now on this one, I pause because this is a pretty laggy area, and then I shoot right when I get up its butt. Save state here, so I can show off. Missile that, and usually just drive through, take the damage boost. If you're not comfortable with that, then just wait for it to pass. It's not that big of a time loss. Then I just ran into a building. Here, we're going to drive up, and we want to come down on the left side here. Don't try and drive all the way to the building. Kind of show why. Drive all the way to the building, come down, then we get two of these guys, and we get hit by him. And he causes extra lag. Getting hit right there is not a big deal. It's planned into the route. But it is riskier, obviously, getting your health low. So I drive down here. You can pause and let this guy get blown up. If you are super precise with your missile shot, you can just do it non-stop and not take damage. But more often than not, you're gonna take a hit there, unless you specifically pause, like I said. So. Or sometimes you won't. Shoot up, takes out that guy, and blows up that. Here, take out this barricade. Missile this dude. Grab down here, and we have one missile, and we have one barricade. Boom, that's done. Here, you want to drive up and cut right at the bottom of this bridge. You drive here and then drive up, it despawns that guy. If you're too far up, it won't despawn that guy, he sits down there, and then you run into him. Not a huge deal if you have a lot of health. You don't even have to be that precise, I didn't cut perfect on that one. But there. The other thing I've seen people do is, let's see, I guess you can hop out and then jump back in somehow, and it despawns them. I didn't even realize that was a thing for a long time. But yeah. So at this point, if you're doing the marathon safe route, you would have a lot more health. But even at this health, this is pretty easy. We're gonna come in here, turn to the left, start spamming our poke. One, take out that eyeball. There's usually two, sometimes one. I don't think it's ever three. But if you just come in here and you mash as hard as you can, walk to the left, it's going to take out all of them. Then what we want to do is come up to this door here. You see on the left side, there's a little window on that door. I want to jump right there and curve back around. That means that we can just walk freely back over here till we get to these guys. If you don't get that, something goes wrong, and this is pretty easy to do. Then you're going to scroll this far, and a flame guy is going to spawn. You're going to have to deal with it. It's also going to cause more enemies to spawn, which I didn't talk about this before, but the number of enemies loaded into memory is part of what triggers enemy set changes. And if you do this perfectly, you will get the right enemy sets. If you mess up and you get these little flame babies here, then there's a good chance that it is going to change the enemy set and make it slower but not impossible. And I'll try to go over kind of what happens if you get the wrong enemy set on the next level. It's not really going to affect anything specifically on this level, it's going to show up in the next one. But anyhow, we want to go up here, make that jump, actually make the jump. We got some room here, it's not that bad. Upstab these guys, downstab that flame baby that he shoots out, come down here, jump off the ladder. And we're going to bump our head there to get down to the ground as fast as possible. You just walk off, he takes his sweet time coming down. But if you bump, then you can get right back over. And I just stabbed to the right and it takes out both those because Donatello's hitbox is kind of ridiculous. He has some ridiculous hitboxes. Stab those. Got another one here you can stab. If you don't hit that guy, he just flies on by, so it's really not a big deal. Because he's probably the trickiest one to hit. Okay, we got this one to stab. Got that one to stab. and then we double stab there. It's a single stab, but it takes out both of them. You technically can do that a different way, like do 2 quick up stabs and stuff. I just do the single stab to get through them. Also, you can walk across these. I just jump because it's fun. And it lines up nice. Until you jump into the water. So, stab. Hey, we got the shuriken. Thank you for the host. I'll look at that in a second. Jump over that guy. You have to upstab that one. You're not going to be able to just straight stab that. Goody, thank you for the host. So yeah, you're going to need to learn this pattern about how you can ignore this first one if you want to. Stab that one. Stab. Double stab. Pop this dude. Up stab, straight stab. And then we pause right here, wait for that guy to let us through. And sometimes you'll kind of forget where you are if you're not really concentrating, so try to get this down pat. Like I said, you can walk past that. Ooh, jump over him. Don't have to stop on any of this until you get right here and jump past that guy. Need to upstab this dude, and then we can jump there. If you want to be really, really fast about this, you need to do a super late jump with just a short hop. If you want to be safe, then you can do a medium jump here. If you want to be stupid safe, then you can do a full jump, bounce your head off the ceiling, whatever. Make sure you don't grab the left side of this ladder, because you will just walk right on past this pizza, and then you're going to have to drop back down and feel like an idiot. But we do want to grab that pizza and go on out. This room, jump up here quickly, do another bump jump. Stab this guy on the way down, stab him again. Damage boost off that guy, but do it better. Show what it looks like when it's done well. You want to bump your head as you're taking the damage boost. Just drop right back down. Jump past that guy, and we're on out. Gotta do this quickly, otherwise it is going to mess up my enemy set. If you don't do this damage boost, it will change your enemy set on the next level. Hop off, jump up, come down. You do want to bump jump that. Bump there. Gets you to ground faster. Hop off. And out here, now we gotta deal with this stupid guy that he's a little finicky. If you can jump and hit him, it's great. Sometimes you just miss. But sometimes he just gets in your way and he's annoying. Just play it a little safe. Bump jump here, and if you're quick, and don't falter like I did, get out of that room. I swear to God, get out of that room before that flame guy can do anything to you. That's ideal. If you're slow at all, then you're going to have to stop, and you're going to have to take out that flame baby and then climb up. And there's a good chance that if you are slow, that it will mess up the enemy set on the next level as well, because you're getting that extra flame baby. Come out here. Off to the right and down stab causes you to slide. You can also do an up stab. It's a little bit tighter, but it's still possible. But it's right as you're coming off the top of this ladder, or you hit the ground. If you're slow on it, you'll still take him out, but you won't slide. Ideally sliding, of course. You can shuriken to take out that flame. If you don't have a shuriken, then you're going to have to do this little short hop and a down stab. It's a little bit tricky, but usually not a problem. See there, I was slightly too early and I was still off the top of the screen. There we go. We will not be playing Daisy anytime soon. So now we are on Mecha Turtle. And if you do this without a shuriken, which luckily I got one, but it's gonna look a little bit like this. Jump, I up stab, stab him, wait for him to start walking towards me, then jump. That ensures that he will stay on the ground. I'll show you, let's see if I can get the RNG. Need to late jump there. I jumped way too late. But if you jump there, he almost always jumps again. And then he'll continue jumping while you're up there. So you want to wait till right when he's walking at you to do this jump. Stab him, stab him. Then start stabbing him once he appears. Go up, stab him in the air. Not a big deal. When he's in the air... Let's see if we can get back there. I don't want to make a safe state because I want to show off the shurikens. Definitely want to get on the left side so you're not trapped against the wall. See, he will go to the left there. Get that. He's going to go to the right now. He just goes towards you. So you can just be slightly off center of him and get him to go to the side that you want. Pretty easy on the second phase. The other thing about the first phase is that his sword... Let's see if I can get him to actually jump at me. Let's see... Hit me. There you go. See, I'm not taking... Well, once I hit his body. His sword does 0 damage, is the point I'm trying to make. So you can get hit by this sword. It's really the only thing that should be in contact with you. You can stay away from him pretty easily. So if you get hit with that sword, it's going to cost you time just because you're getting bounced around. But it doesn't do any damage, so you can get hit with it all day. I have shurikens. I turn them on before I go in. This timing is kind of weird. Hit him just above the head. Do, So, shoot him. Shoot him, shoot him. Switch to the bow. Down stab, down stab. He jumped on me, but boom, he's dead in fewer hits. And then we can start chucking him at this form. And he's already dead. You know, shurikens do more damage than the bow does. So, it's nice when you have them. It's RNG if you get them. You only have to hit the first phase, I believe, twice, and the second phase 3 times, in order to minimize the number of hits that it takes. Trying to fit in more with these jump hits of the shuriken on the second phase, they're not going to do anything for you. So there, I don't even have to switch back to the shurikens. I hit him twice on the first go, no big deal. I switched to my bow there just to make it easy to hit him up. I got plenty of hits in. It's the same number of hits, as long as you get 3 shurikens in on the second, 2 in the first. Get the blimp to chase the helicopter. You can do it. Alright, so this is the good enemy set. You have this pizza up here that you can get if you want. If your health is low, definitely get it. There is a half pizza coming up later. And there's not too much to getting it. You can jump up here and get past that. You grab it. Just, well, don't stand above the ladder when you're trying to down stab them. But, the route here. Need to upstab the second 2 balloons. I kind of missed one. And then kill the monkeys, and I want to stab this head pop-off guy. You can do this non-stop and make this jump, but it's a bit RNG dependent upon the head pop-off guy. If you do that little stab and to jump, you're gonna miss him, or you're gonna make him miss every time. Just like that, and you're out. Then you get up here, you got this little hunchback dude that is free to jump over if you're not terrible suddenly. I don't want to make a save state here because I need to get back down and change the enemy set. There we go. Just full jump, then up here, stab this guy twice. Do need to grab the rope. Hopefully we get balloons here. We didn't. You can just pause and this guy will come off and then you'll go on up. If there were balloons there, I wish I could get them to spawn. If there were balloons there, oh my lord. Maybe that'll cause it to spawn. Let's see. There were balloons there, boom, you would just upstab, and if you get 2 or 3, this guy won't spawn. And he won't slow you down. If you get the bad RNG, then he spawns, and he does slow you down. Yeah, Donatello is ridiculous in this game. Pause, get that guy past, on up, And here I don't grab the right side of the ladder. I want to grab the left because I need to get up top quickly, which is actually to the left. Because I want to stab that, jump past these guys. That means that this guy will be a head pop off man instead of a boomerang thrower, which is slightly faster. So let's see if we can get the other enemy set here real quick, and I can go over that. I may have to fall off a building to make it happen. Alright, we'll try and fall off the building. And while we're up here, I might as well talk... Well, actually, let me reset that real quick, since I did a bad job. Talk about rope skips. I do not recommend them at all. Whatever, doesn't matter. I don't recommend them at all for the marathon of the race. They're too easy to mess up. But I will show off how they work. At least the easy versions. I can kill these actually because I didn't have enough enemies before, but if you had a better RNG actually and got the balloons, it would have bumped up the spawn set to the next set of enemies here. So rope skips look a little like this. Jump out, set up, jump over here. Jumping late is the important part, and we get across. Pretty much want to walk off the side. There, I messed up because I jumped too early. But you want to jump super late. Jumping super late off the edge, like where you're already in the air, is the key to rope skips. Because I can actually mess with the timing of this. That was too early of a jump. Somehow we still made it. But I can mess with the timing against the beetles. Like even move to the... I pulled back to the left to make sure I got hit, and I still made it across because I jumped so late. This last one, you cannot rope skip as far as I know. So you're just gonna have to walk into the pillar. Get across. The second rope skip is a little RNG and a little movement based. It is definitely possible to, if I screw it up, come back here and this beetle doesn't spawn. Even if I go forward, I can't, well, okay, apparently I can't get the beetle to spawn. It often doesn't, though, if you mess up the first time around. That beetle will sometimes just not spawn. Let's go ahead and jump off a building. This is what happens if you miss this. Take a little bit of damage, go right back to the beginning. And we still have this enemy set. What is the deal here? The Everdrive must be messing with something here, changing it up. Because I really would like to show the other enemy set so you know what to do with it. This is ridiculous. Let me see if I can get it off of the other save state real quick, because it's pretty important that we go over file pass RAM. Huh. You know, I practiced this whole tutorial. I was gonna handle everything before. And things just don't ever work out like you expect. Worked out so perfectly when I was practicing. There's the enemy set. Let's see if we can keep it down below. There we go. Alright, so you need to stab this dude. Upstab that, jump over, jump on up. You're gonna get a boomerang guy here. He can sometimes just be a jerk. Ideally, you jump over. He was nice that time. If he does hit you with a boomerang, see if I can get that to happen. Hits you with the boomerang. sometimes get him to jump right down. If he hits you with the boomerang, he will jump right down that ladder. Oh, why did I load my save state? Alright. Go back in here. And it's this one again? What is this game trying to do to me? I had the other enemy set. How did it switch back? I will admit that to some degree, the enemy set changes are a bit of a mystery still. Guy that did the tasks for this knows how the enemy sets work. But he didn't cover all of it in the task notes. It's a bit frustrating. He covers the 2 points that I do know, which is that the number of enemies loaded into memory matters, and that the enemy set can't change while there's an enemy on screen. There, I walked a little too fast, but there we do. Just get through there. See if he throws it. There's a boomerang, and he didn't go down the ladder. Either way, oh, there's one more thing that I have to show off too. Damn it. Let's see what I can do. That was dumb. There are beetles that can spawn here. In lieu of balloons. If you have the other enemy set, you're gonna get balloons. Or not, you're not going to get balloons, you're gonna get the beetles. And the way to deal with that is you actually have to, kill all these dudes. You have to bounce your head and down stab right there. Anything else just seems to get you punched in the face. Switch for me. Come on. I know you can. Just by there? I suppose so. Oh my lord. Do not understand. There's that dude. Alright. Let's get some beetles, please. We can move on with our lives. Or I can just die. So coming along here. Boom, it's like that. Then you get a weapon drop. But exactly like that. Anything else, and you're likely to get hit in the face. Upstabbing there, boom, I get hit in the face. If I would have gotten that first one, I would have gotten hit by the second one. Anyway. Back in, let's get through this quickly, hopefully. We can move on with our lives, like I said. This guy is always going to be friendly, you can always just jump over him. Part of what makes this enemy set great. Get up there. I messed this up. Didn't get off the thing. Alright. I run into the right side of these pillars. I think that there is ever so slightly a difference between the speeds at which you do these rope throws and whatnot if you grab the left versus the right side. But I honestly don't see a huge difference. So, it's kind of whatever on that. I haven't actually timed it, just that's what people before me believed. Here, jump up top, and we're going to do a little sky glitch where we do a full jump to the right and hold down. That clips us down through the floor. positioning of the screen matters here. If you go all the way to the right here and come back and do this clip, then probably this guy on the left, well, often this guy on the left will be free. There I made the full clip to the right. I can't get him to go out there, but the further to the left, the safer it is going to be that you're going to get this guy stuck. Okay, there I did to the left and he finally came out. Thank you for the host. But this is actually a pretty easy clip. Just full jump to the right. If you're too far to the right, you're gonna just pop through the floor. I'll see if I can make that happen. There, we just pop through. If you're too far to the left, a similar thing will happen where you just pop there. So you need to kind of practice where it needs to be, but it's pretty open. The other thing to consider here is that there is a pizza of shame right over here. Gonna have to fight this boomerang guy, but boom, we're back to full if something went wrong. Definitely recommend getting it. Then you can just come down here. I don't really know how to do this quickly, it seems relatively straightforward. Yeah, that was easy. But ideally, you are setting up for this sky clip. Pop those guys down. Of course, now that I want him to be stuck, he's not going to. There we go. Stab him down. That gets you an extra kill on the counter. And I use that. If your kills are different, you're gonna have to judge, because kill count is important in this stage. Boomerang guy there, so stab him early. Bump jump, take that guy out. Take out the boomerang if you have to. Come up here. Now here, if you can see on the right side of the screen, the block that is the first full block there, not the half block that's only half on the screen, the first full block, we are going to do a medium jump right there. Oop, right over. That means nothing else is going to spawn, and blocking our way, just jump that other laser thing. Does the boomerang affect kill count? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But if you take a hit here, accidentally jump too high, kill this, then there is going to be another boomerang guy spawn. There's another beetle spawn. So just medium jump, and it's through pretty free. Climb down this slightly, wiggle to the right so that you fall through. If you do it just perfect, you get past this little platform here. It's not huge if you don't get that, but, you know, try to get that. Walk here, stab, stab, bump our head to get down quickly and up the ladder. You should be able to get to the top of that ladder before the music stops and allows you to move. You know, it's going to take a little bit of work, but yeah, you can definitely, you know, make it through there before the music stops. Oop, there, I did it. I have been running this off and on for about a year. I got really frustrated with the Technodrome RNG and kind of quit. So I'm not really active in it. If you want active runners that are really good, it's still, Whitman Price is still amazing, but also Red-Headed Peckerwood and Skunky48. They are amazing at this game. They've been kind of trading back and forth the world record here recently and pushing it really down far. My PB is a 1753 and they're at like 1705 or something. That's pretty impressive. Anyway, stab, stab. You want to be stabbing before he even spawns. You should know where he's going to spawn. Stab, stab. You have so many active frames, there's no reason not to. Get out here. I like to downstab that first guy. That means the next one, if you're moving quickly, means this one will not spawn. You can jump a medium jump right there, downstab, jump there, upstab to get out. Yeah, I don't know what that is. So we're going to be doing a medium jump right here at the edge of where this brickwork is exposed. down stab, like a step forward and then immediately into a jump. Medium jump, down stab, step forward, up stab, and you're out. I don't know what I was trying to do there. And you gotta do that stab early or else you get hit in the face like I just did there. On to this tunnel. If you get balloons here, it's pretty much the same. You're just jumping off the ladders quickly and down stabbing at them. Jump the first conveyor, try and get a little bit, you know, it's pulling you back to the left. So you want to jump on it to get a little bit of boost to the right, ride that one out. And then I walked the rest of this. I feel like trying to jump there and then get back up quickly doesn't really do a huge amount, just kind of makes it awkward. But if you can sneak in and jump on that last platform, you know, especially with that skip right there. I got to skip because I hit the very left side of this conveyor belt. Threw off the timing. But it's a pretty easy room. On out. This next room, make a save state outside of it, because I want to try and get different RNG. I don't know if I can do that, but we'll see what happens. But it's bump jump, take out that beetle, jump to the right, up stab to get past that. There, and then we want to jump that guy. That guy can be a jerk. Down stab for that, up stab, and we're out. No, that's a lot. I'm gonna bump jump to try and take that out quickly. Sometimes this guy's a jerk and he will do the boomerang like he did the first time we were in here. But you want to avoid getting hit into those spikes. If you do take the boomerang, you can oftentimes jump out before the spikes actually do damage. I wasn't fast enough there because it wasn't an actual boomerang, it was body damage that kind of knocked me up. There we go. Oh, there I wasn't fast enough. I took the boomerang high. You can play this safe. Well, for the most part. You know, if you're really low on life, you're gonna have to play it safe. You're gonna have to come and stab this guy when he's jumping up or whatever. But there's not a great route through here that doesn't damage boost on the spikes. So you need to make sure that you have enough life coming into here where you can at least get through these spikes. And we need to have, we need to end up later in this level with at least one block of health. If we don't have one block of health, then things get much more complicated. There, I accidentally hit the spikes. This guy will sometimes hit you with boomerang, which is really what I wanted to show off, because this is going to be an important thing that will happen. Let's see if I can get him to do it. Being way too nice today. Of course, he just refuses. The important thing to remember, should he actually do the boomerang thing, is not to freak out, but just come to ground and just stab at him. Don't try to jump around, don't try to jump over him anymore. Just stay on the edge here and stab him a couple times till he's dead. You're gonna take some damage, but it's better than falling off and hitting the spikes and taking more damage because you're freaking out when you're getting hit there. Get that first boomerang guy to do all sorts of stuff. There we go. See, I took the hit there. I just had to stab him out. You can take these guys out, since the timing of the lasers will be off at that point. But just walk into him, kind of stutter step right on the edge, stab him a couple times to get on through. Wanted to do a short hop there to get to ground as quickly as possible, but you get the basic idea with that. And having that life is you know, to have the buffer of life back there in that room if something does go wrong is super important. That's why if you need that full pizza at the beginning of the level, if you need that half pizza, you know, partway through that first building, definitely get it. You know, if you take a game over on this level, it's not a huge deal unless you're almost at the end. It's a pretty long level, so you want to avoid that if at all possible. Also, you're going to want to keep Donatello alive, because we are going to get scrolls later on. This is a pretty obvious room, just downstab that, get on through. You know, if you're at all nervous about getting through this level, go ahead and get the backup pizza. Stab that guy on the way down, turn around, stab him, get out the room. No big deal. So this is something I've not really looked at, and maybe I should have. If you don't get the scrolls, this is the faster route. But I don't think it's any easier. I certainly have no experience on speedrunning it. You would think I would look into something like that. Yeah, this looks pretty miserable, to be honest. Oh, there's a full pizza there, though. So, if you had some life to spare and wanted to get back to full, that's not horrible, but you are going to be skipping out on the scrolls. So that's not the route that we're doing. Especially because up in this tunnel, we are going to rescue Michelangelo. Gives us a full turtle to work with here for emergencies. It's not necessarily as good as a full pizza on Dawn, but it's pretty good. Going into this room, though, this is where it gets a little scary. So the ideal route is come down, jump off, stab that. You do a super late jump here, damage boost, scroll through that, and you're out of the room. You want to grab those scrolls on Donatello. If you don't do a late jump early, take a damage boost back, pause immediately. You can switch to Raphael, sacrifice him to the lava pit, and then you get another shot coming in here with Dawn. You know, assuming that you have enough health to take half of a hit there. The other thing you can do is let that pass. Well, let these guys pass. Stab this one, and you can just jump across. You don't have to take that damage boost. You have to worry about that boomerang guy. But it's a little bit easier jump at that point. And you do want to use, well, actually you can make it through like that. Didn't realize that was a thing. But I usually use the first scroll to go ahead and take out that boomerang guy. And I stab as I jump across this pit, just in case I'm not fast enough to get that other beetle. You know, usually that scroll takes it out. But I stab when I go across there just as habit, in case that I have been too slow. There you see, oh, that's a magnet actually. There is an even faster route that I don't know, that's like, you use the conveyor belt glitch here, where you release the right button 2 frames after you get off the conveyor. I don't know anything about it, so I'm not going to cover it. The idea is a super late jump. The other thing you can do, if you really aren't wanting to do any jump across there, is just come in here. Donatello can't, or Michelangelo can't kill anything because his health is way too high. But you can slowly kill this stuff and get up here. And try and take out, you know, boomerang guy. and then switch to Dawn. Grab this, and then get on out. It's gonna take considerably more time than doing this little damage boost. But you gotta do what you feel comfortable with, what you feel safe with. Here, I always, Dawn should still be alive at this point, and you should have the scrolls. So I always go in this tunnel with Dawn, stab, right as like my head's getting to these, you see these 3 blocks that I'm jumping up against? Once my head gets to the top of that 3rd block there, I stab as I'm coming down, and it seems to line up pretty well. If you take, like, Mike, your health is low and you want to switch to Mike here, he's not going to be able to kill this beetle in one hit. If his health is below half, he can do it, but you shouldn't have him that low at this point, hopefully. So that's why I go ahead and keep Dawn, even if I'm planning on switching in here for that. Then you can switch to Mike, if you want. Ideally, you have enough health that you can get through this room with Donatello, because it's slightly faster. Upstab, if you need to pick up an extra kill, you can upstab early and get both those. Stab there, stab there. See, I didn't need an extra kill. And you need to sort of be mentally counting. Once you run it enough, you're going to get an idea of where stuff is going to drop, or if things went wrong, how you need to adjust. Stab. I take out the top one first and then the bottom. That allows me to jump over, because I'm trying to manipulate that drop to happen right there. That's why kill count is important on this level. Because you want to be able to jump over that one. So if you need to pick up an extra kill, or if you don't need to, kill something, need to skip a kill, hopefully you would have done it before there, but you can kind of get past that without killing it. And we still... It's interesting. And I walked into it that time. So, for safety's sake, I would recommend, if you have them available, kill this stuff, switch to Mike. Kill that. Kill that. Kill that. Kill that. If a drop happened, then you've picked it up on Mike. At this point, switch to Dawn. Get your pizza. If you have something weird go on here, you have to kill these laser things on the left. Like, if I just damage boost through here, there's no pizza here. It doesn't spawn. If you kill these, then boom, you get your pizza. So it's important that you kill those, but if something goes wrong, take that out, and your pizza should spawn. You want to get the pizza on Donatello. Alright, I did that backwards. We're through anyway, pick up the full pizza. More damage boosting. Jump right at the end of that, right before you would fall off, and you're going to land on this platform. If you jump earlier than that, you're going to get dropped down here, and you're going to get comboed by this guy, and he's annoying as crap. I did that really badly. You can even use Dawn's bow there. It will only do Mike damage, but... Oh crap. I wanted to switch. How's it going, Scuff? Alright. Save state there. So ideally, you jump right at the end, downward jump, up stab, jump up there. That's as fast as you can get through there, I believe. If that makes you nervous, which is not horribly, that's definitely understandable. You can play it safe. Drop down here, you can take that out. You're gonna have to deal with this boomerang guy that can be annoying if he throws boomerangs right there. And wait out that beetle. Jump early, stuck down here, deal with him. Not a huge deal. You're on through. Our health kind of matters, but not a huge amount at this point. There, I stabbed too early and my attack actually didn't come out. Something to be aware of. There's like a landing period where it just refuses to attack. But boom, we're out. Cut right here. You won't go into this tunnel because your hitbox on the overworld is kind of positioned to the right, kind of weirdly, and then it'll put you right on in. Here, the fast way, just damage boost through, because normally you don't care too much about health. You're going to lower your health later. Playing it safe, stop here, stab, let that laser go on by. And then I will get a save state of this next part. You want to jump to the left here, come back around, down stab late. Then jump. Down stab late, jump. If you do this right, you should get past all that. There. You can hit all this stuff. Late down stab there gets this guy hit as well. This can actually be done without taking any damage, but sometimes the upper hitbox on those spikes is weird, and it'll just hit you. Not much you can do about it. You're trying to hit all that stuff. So this one is actually slightly early, and this one is super late. That down stab. Stab him again to kill him, and then bump jump to get through there as fast as possible. Now we get to the scary spikes that really aren't that bad. You can even practice in this room. Obviously you're not going to want to do that in a race. The idea is right here, when my feet line up right before this line, just do a bump jump. Here, it's right before the edge. If I had the actual momentum. Get up there, you bastard. There we go. Boom, just like that. And same right there. Pretty easy. You can walk to the edge here and just immediately let go of the D-pad. Problem with that being that if you hold it too long, you go flying. You have to be very precise when you just like stop right there at the edge and then it'll fall. And it's real easy to go too far on that one, and then your face is right into spikes. The actual technique that I do is actually bump jump this first one, do a full, a stop drop on this one, and then bump jump to the left immediately. That's my favorite way. If you do a perfect bump jump here, it is slightly faster than the stopping and falling, but if you do it badly, it's slower. I like to do just like that. And then just do it here, under pressure. No big deal. Coming up on Mouser. You can enter this door very far to the left. Probably right here. My face is just barely touching the black part. Boom, I'm in. Now there is a glitch on this that I am not practiced at all. But we'll see if we can spam it out. If you pause when his eyeballs are spawning, and I still missed it, his eyeballs will actually not spawn. I want to show how that works. I don't know how frame accurate it is. Yeah, there we go. And the hitbox is actually down here now. See, I even ran into it. So the hitbox is now up top because it's readjusted, but yeah. It technically allows you to get down here and do damage like immediately as you're coming down, and then set up for the rest of the tricks. The way I would recommend doing it though is we're gonna stand right underneath him, we're gonna activate our bow, and then turn on the scrolls there. And we'll do that a couple times here so you can see. If I just do bow, 1, 2 hits, we're just now at a half bar taken off. But if you do it right with 2 hits... Ah, there we go. See, we're already at 2.5 bars taken off. That's because we're actually making the bow do scroll damage. Because the way weapons work in this game is whatever weapon is active at that time period is how damage is calculated. So we're putting our hitbox out there with the bow, and then turning on the scroll. And then, so it thinks, okay, I need to do scroll damage, even though we're not even consuming any scrolls. And if you do this well, and the rhythm of it's kind of weird, because you have to do attack, turn on, turn off. Attack, turn on, turn off. If you do it perfect, well, it's not even that tight. It's pretty easy. If you do it relatively perfect... Well, I was too early on that last one. I promise it's actually easy. You can one-cycle this dude before his mouth closes. I think I'm going to be slow there. No, I actually got it that time. The last trick on this dude is actually if you let him spawn the weak point, and then we pause, now his mouth is closed, but the weak point is still there, and we get all that extra time. You know, he would have to open his mouth and close it again before the weak point would disappear. That allows the... it's not a one cycle at that point, but it makes it pretty free at that point to do it quickly. If you don't have Donatello at that point, you're going to be hurting, because it's so free with Donatello, but the other ones they have to try and jump and space things properly. Much more of a pain. So if you lose Donatello in the last stage, I would honestly take a game over and just run through the last stage again. Alright. On here, we don't know where Technodrome is going to spawn. Well, actually, technically I do, because I'm playing on a hacked version and I have a save state. You can see in the high score down there, I have a 20 at the end, which is not even possible to get 10s in the normal game, I believe. So that means that Technodrome is going to spawn in this spot. It just tells me so I can practice manipulating it. But we're going to pretend like it's not down here once we get here. We're going to go down here, position our spine right about there. And we're halfway into these blocks up above. Right at the peak of the jump, want to stab to the right. And we clip into the ceiling. Clip multiple times. At this point, hold right. If you're holding right, you will sit here and you'll just be stuck here forever until you jump. If you're not holding right, you clip down to the netherworld here, where bad things happen, especially on Power Pack. If this was the real cartridge, these would all be spikes and I could take damage on it. You can actually fall even further here. I'm gonna try and not go too far before I lock up the game. So you want to quickly get into position, stab over here. Doing it late. There we go. Doot, hold right. At this point we jump, it's going to clip to the bottom, switch to holding up and A. You jump out of the floor that time, and then you can move to the right. And this again, you can go in this door early. It's pretty easy. If, sorry. Don't want to make a safe state. If you were doing this as fast as possible, at that point you would take damage on the Technodrome. I will show that here really quick. Kind of go over that whole thing. Let's make a safe state right here, it'll be fine. So I'd come here, take that damage in the face, take it in the face again to get below half health. That'll make this Technodrome fight faster. Up stab, up stab, up stab, move on. And then up stab twice. Not much can really hit you. You'll kill this before anything can get to the point where it can really do damage to you. If you have a really good cycle, which actually I did that time, you can, on the third swing here, try and show this. Up stab, up jump stab, and I hit him in the face. So now it's only going to take one more hit on that last cycle to finish him off. So on the third hit of that turret, I was also hitting the thing in the eyeball. Thank you for the follow, Yarp Blattery. But we are going to assume, at this point, Technodrome was not inside this door. Because this is going to happen, especially in a race. So we switch to somebody we don't care about. And we kill them off. Teleport back up to the top. At which point, I usually take Mike. And if you want to play super safe, you come to this house right here in the middle. Jump and attack and fall through there if you're skilled. Apparently I'm not. To the stop there to avoid the spikes. And we get our turtle back full. Short hop here to avoid the spikes. Jump on out. We leave. I think there's some pizzas and stuff in here. I don't even mess with that. Shouldn't be necessary. Come down here. This is the most likely tunnel. And if you have game overed before this point, it is guaranteed to be down in this tunnel, not that one to the right. But we walk here on the train tracks. Means that when these guys drop, they're not going to hit us for the most part. Yeah, see, we get through that. Then we kind of have to work our way through all this nonsense. This is going to be a lot slower than had we just gotten the Technodrome, the right spot. But it's just an unfortunate reality. I took that one in the face. These porcupines do so much damage, but if you can get them to scroll off the screen, then it's pretty free. I actually didn't have my health low enough to take that in one shot, and that surprised me. And we died, so that's fun. Don't die. Switch to other turtles, be safe. Even if you have to use some of Donatello's health, it's not the end of the world. That's why it's nice to go ahead and get that backup turtle. Oh, come on now. Don't be afraid to use the scroll trick to take those guys out. Really? That hit me? Are you kidding me? Boom, we come in here, check this. Oh hey, it's not in this tunnel either. That really sucks. Kill off somebody again. Gets us back to the top. You know, if you weren't dumb like me and lost Michelangelo, you would have more turtles at this point. So, and then we gotta come over here to this. This tunnel has a 25% chance, approximately. These aren't exact values, but the one up top has a 25% chance, and the one that I just went to, it's the worst one, has 50% chance. Ah. This tunnel isn't as bad as that last one. Still a little scary when you don't have an extra turtle, like I don't, but we'll get through it. Usually let them drop down the ladder like that. Alright, and we're Technodrome. So you would have had extra turtle there, like I said. Wouldn't have lost as much life as I did. Go back here, let's take out Technodrome real quick. Slow way. Because normally, I should have covered this before. But if we're doing this the safe way, then we don't take this extra damage, we just duck. Just duck, let that on through. We start scroll tricking this. Still takes 3 hits. and boom, it's dead. It's not that much different if you don't have the scroll, it's just going to be slower, and you're going to have to deal with a little bit more nonsense. Because this isn't going to die in 3 hits, so there's a good chance you're going to kill this dude right here. So the follow-up ones will jump on here. That one doesn't, that's fine. You can take out this turret as well, for safety. You see those shurikens down below, they're not even hitting me. Once you take out that other turret, it's basically a free fight, especially when you got that dude down below. Just takes quite a bit longer. But I'm going to do this one more time the way that you would hope it would happen in the marathon. Because it's kind of important for the next stage how it sets up, not a huge deal. I apparently missed one of my hits there. Did it as a regular bow attack. Alright, so we're going into the final stage. If you have to take a game over on this stage, or even the last stage, it's not a huge deal. You only get 2 continues, though. You need to keep that in mind. Alright, save state here. And if you do take a game over, you're going to lose your scrolls. They're kind of important for this last stage, but you can do it without. It's not the end of the world. So, we start out, nothing even happens here. We can just stand here, I think, pretty much forever. You want to make sure your scrolls are turned off. Then that pipe, that big pipe, you can see there's like 3 bands on it. The middle band, I'm going to walk forward and I'm going to stab right there. It's going to take out 2 guys. And there's going to be another band, and that's where I'm going to jump. So I'll show that, stab, jump, down stab, just in case there was a shuriken behind me. And there was this time because that guy was behind me, but you still get through just free. The other thing to consider is if you take out that guy to the left, right at the start, I overwrote my save state already, but if you kill him, it will almost certainly change the enemy set to the jetpack guys, and it makes that first room a lot harder. So don't kill the first guy to the left. Moving in here, jump, down stab, manipulates both those guys up there. You can do a short hop here, but if you get the second guy, you're going to have to duck in. If you do a really perfect medium, you can get both of them to go up, but just do a full jump. It's free. Come down, stab, jump. Oftentimes the first guy will be, the low guy will be followed by a high guy. So stab it and jump immediately. The rest of this is just watching and upstabbing whenever one spawns. Pretty free. You just gotta be able to react in time, because these spawns are not set, they are RNG. Actually, if you get a spawn right here at the end, there was one coming right now, it would guarantee that just past this, there would be another spawn, and you would need to attack it. If there was none, then you're guaranteed not to get a spawn there. Not the most helpful thing, but it's just something to keep in mind. You can just always attack when you're coming down here, and it's gonna be pretty safe. But now we get to another, this is the first, well, no, this is the second ceiling glitch, because we actually did it in the other spot. This one I also recommend going for in a marathon because it is also technically free. You can jump up here, you need to get your body half in there though, and stab at the top again. What up? I don't think I got that actually. Oh, actually I did. Alright. So, the idea of this, I'll take a save state once I'm actually in the ceiling. Come on. This is another one where your positioning, when you get this, affects the spawns down below. So the more to the right it is, the better. Come on. This is a 2-frame window up at the top, but it's really pretty easy, and the alternative is not terribly fun. Not the worst thing in the world, but... also, I forgot to mention that back over here, there was a pizza that if you really just need it, you're gonna have to do what you have to do. Come over here, all the way, fighting everything down below, and get that pizza. And you can stab this down from top freely if you're going to go that way. Anyway. Come on. Hardest part of this is really setting up that your body's half in there. Promise I only make this look hard. There we go. So at this point, so you scroll down again, you can up an A right at the right time, you will jump out of the floor. And that is ideal, that's as fast as you can go through there. But if you miss it, boom, I was slow, I'm gonna keep scrolling. And we're gonna get stuck down here. And I'm gonna actually have to reset my EverDrive because that's how locked up this is at the moment. On the actual cartridge, it won't lock up that bad. You'll often have a chance to kill yourself and start back over. But it's just, you know, you're not going to want to do that. That's going to waste a ton of time anyway. If you miss this, and you can get used to... But I missed it there for sure. You can get used to watching and knowing whether you got this. The way that the screen scrolls will be ever so slightly different. It'll be faster if you get the jump. And you'll be able to kind of tell after some practice. If you miss it, or if you're just not comfortable with this whatsoever, hold to the right. Just hold right this entire time. You walk out onto this ladder, and you can just climb back up. You'll get between these two dudes, and get out. That's really the safe way to do it. You know, if you're really comfortable, you can do both. There I got it, but I held to the right, and I jumped off, because I wanted to show you that there is, over here, we won't see anybody because nobody's dead, but there will be a turtle tied up here if one of your turtles is dead. So you can kind of recover some life that way. Up in between these guys. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I wanted to cover, is if you scrolled the screen too far to the left before... I don't think I got that. Nope. Let me show this. There we go, that should be good. If you scrolled it too far to the left, then you will be jumping right into that guy. He will spawn more to the left. So that's why you have to kind of worry about how the screen scrolled. You know, how far to the left you move the screen before you jumped into the ceiling. But going from the ladder... Going from the ladder better. Like an actual save state here. Yeah, don't go early because you will fall all the way down. Jump up here, do a stop drop to get past that guy. Just a couple quick hops, get through the door. If you try to jump or anything here, you're just gonna get hit by him. If you don't stop quickly enough, you're gonna get hit by him. I keep forgetting that those things are there every time. Yeah, sometimes he won't spawn at all and you're just gonna kind of look like a fool dropping down there with nothing. But that, you know, you gotta play it safe. The tutorial will be on, yeah, the ones that we have done so far are on YouTube already. This one will be uploaded once this is done. I'm even local recording so I can cut out some of the nonsense. Anyway, we're through that door, jump up here, not really a fast way to do it. Sometimes there will be a guy that spawns right here, one of those robot walkers that shoots lasers. It's very rare, it's very easy to get into sort of a routine of assuming it's not going to be there, and then it shows up all of a sudden and you take it in the face and it sucks. So just be ready for it if you can. If you go in the absolute speedrun route, you jump up here. And you're going to try and get yourself half into this. You have to kind of walk out and jump. It's really awkward. But you can, and then, attack at the peak. Or actually, just slightly before the peak is, technically speaking, how you're supposed to get into the ceiling. This one has no backup, though. If you mess this up, you are going down and you're going to have to kill yourself, or you're going to have to restart your EverDrive. And I got it that time. I'll show you how you go. Jump fully up, down stab, kill that, turn on your scrolls, take out those guys to get rid of lag. And then you're through this door down here. I don't recommend doing that. In a marathon setting. You're gonna lock up, you're gonna have to game over, or you're going to have to reset, like I said, if you're not lucky enough to have the actual cartridge. Thank you for the bits, Rotor Storm. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk here to the left, there's going to be a boomerang guy, and we're going to try to just jump straight over him. There, he was nice. Sometimes he'll throw a boomerang, you're going to have to deal with it. Just the way it is. Drop down here on the right side, down stab as you're coming through. You should take out both those if you time it right. How's it going, Dog Developer? We're going to walk to the right, and there's going to be more beetles, and you want to up stab through them, get through. I shouldn't have done a full jump there, is the problem. You want to do a medium jump on that one. Let's get through this real quick. Set up a save state so I can talk about this better. Down stab, up stab, past that guy, up stab, past that guy, but do a medium jump. Up stab out the end. Jump over this. Sometimes the turret will just shoot if the timing is that way. But we can grab this, at which point I switch to another turtle, even before grabbing it sometimes. Because we're going to kill a bunch of stuff, and if we get a bad drop down here, your turtle will pick it up. And you don't want to do that. So let's do this clean for once. That one can be a full jump. There was a drop. So... oh no! We missed. You're gonna have to deal with this nonsense. It's annoying, but it's not impossible. And you can use the scroll glitch to your heart's content. And actually, there it was pretty free. So yeah, it's not a bad idea, I suppose, to play it a little safe with that turret, because you can potentially get knocked down. And you cannot get up again. Oh. Shot, shot. 3 shots. Usually it's 3 shots. Probably should have taken out those boomerang guys. Now, even use the glitch. Take them out real quick. Get over this. Switch to another turtle. Doesn't matter which, they're invincible during this. Get on through. Come out this door. Want to be done at this point. Stab that dude. At this black line. You're gonna jump. It's gonna manipulate those guys to fly upward and you can just walk on through. Another stab. Right side is great. Jump. Manipulates them up. Stab those. Now we start ducking. Duck. Stab. Duck. Stab. Turn on your boomerangs. Or your scrolls. Slash. And then we try to get into this rhythm as quickly as possible. If something goes wrong, duck it out. Go over that a lot more though. We need to be done. Stab. Short hop. Stab. Right side of great. Short hop. Up stab. Duck. If you can get really close. See if I can get it there. Really close. Well, that was crazy. If you duck really, really close, they will do a downward shot instead of a angled one. And it's slightly faster, because you can get through a little bit sooner. But it's really risky to get that close to him. So it's really not worth it. There, he did it. This is the rhythm, this is why we want scrolls so badly. Kind of see how all that was done. The important thing, though, on that is, let's see if I don't know if I can set up a good save state for this, honestly. But you want to basically constantly be moving forward to set that up. Before you get in the tunnel, that is. So I don't stop there. I get up with them. And it kind of went bad that time, because my timing was off. But if you pause back here, you're going to get those guys from behind. And it's going to be a real pain in the ass. Like, if you just slash that and you don't go all the way through, that's okay. But if you stop there, then you get those guys from behind, and then you're just getting destroyed right here, losing tons of life. So even if you don't have the scrolls, stab, jump up in, and then duck. This guy won't always get off of there, but you can deal with a single one. Better than you can deal with 3, even though it didn't look like it. There he went all the way. I don't think I went deep enough the first time, really. Just being a jerk. Back. There we go. That's the safe way without scrolls. Pull back and he should scroll off. Seems to be pretty consistent. Even if I'm a dumb dummy there, yeah, he goes away. So if you don't have scrolls, this is the way we do it. Stab that guy, duck. Stab, duck. These guys should all scroll off. That first one's the trickiest one. This is so slow, but it's gonna get you through. This used to be the speedrun route. We got a weapon drop there, which is annoying. But we're doing it like we didn't have any scrolls anyway, and then you're out. You can hop these guys, no need to kill them. Especially if you have scrolls, it's just asking for more weapon drops if you kill them. With scrolls. Trying to set up this little pause. You hit them as they're coming in, and then as soon as they start retreating from you, you shoot them again. That's the rhythm. And if something goes wrong, just duck it out. And we can get right back into that rhythm. This hallway you need to practice a lot. A lot of things can go wrong in there. The other thing is that I'm getting, well, I got a weapon drop there. I'm gonna switch, then I'm gonna try and get back into rhythm. Duck that guy because I wasn't on rhythm. There we go. What was I gonna say? Oh, this first guy. This is gonna be a problem to practice with save states, but the first one that comes all the way forward, there's some RNG in that. Because you see that first guy, he doesn't come all the way forward. And oftentimes you can get them going in the back. You know, they don't all come all the way forward. And that's actually wonderful, because that means you don't have to pause at all. You just have to have good rhythm. You just keep walking forward the whole time you're hitting them with scrolls. And the way RNG works in this, I'm not going to be able to set it up and show you. I wish I had a save state of it, but I don't. But partly I'm doing this well because I know that second guy is going to have, you know, is going to come all the way forward. When you're actually in it, you're not going to know. And the easiest way to deal with it is just let that first guy go. and then I think the next guy is pretty much guaranteed to come all the way forward. Kind of whenever you're in doubt, just duck it out. If you have enough health, it's not a huge deal to just go ahead and assume that guy's not going to come. Oh, he did come. I took the hit, but boom, I'm still right back into rhythm. You know, I had enough health to get through it, then I screw up on something else. Pop those guys. Come up here. Let's do that well real quick. Hopefully we don't get a drop. If you do get a drop, like I said, you're just gonna have to deal with it. Switch, it's annoying. If you don't react in time, then you're gonna have to switch and, you know, you're gonna have to just deal without having scrolls at that point. You just picked them up. It is what it is. And if you come up here, there's gonna be a little mini-boss. If you don't have scrolls, what you can do is just come over here, duck in the corner, down stab 3 times, he's dead. Pretty free. I should have made a safe state. I could not get that now. Come on, you bastards. If you do have scrolls, even as long as you have more than 2, my recommendation for this room, yeah, so as long as you have 3, throw one back, spawn him. Damn it, why didn't I make a safe state? Why doesn't anybody remind me to make save states? That would be wonderful. Alright. Make a save state this time. Thank you, Drumboardist. Throw it back, spawn. So right at this bar, throw it back, spawn him. Gets hit, throw another one, he's dead. It's gonna be super fast to kill him. You don't even have to duck or anything. And as long as you have one left, one scroll left, then you're gonna kill Shredder just as fast as if you had them all. So as long as you're not burning through all your scrolls right here, do it. We switch them off, walk here, jump in the door, we're going on to Shredder. If you stand right here, you cannot get hit. Well, assuming that Shredder's in this corner, anyway. He can't hit you. The only thing that can go wrong at this point is actually if you hit him too fast. Can't even get it to go. If you hit him too fast, you can actually knock him out of the room. And then he will teleport back to the... You don't want that to happen. So be rhythmic with this. I've done it before. And that's the other thing, I knocked him into the wall, just slightly. Put him further back to where he pulled out his gun. And that gun is a one-hit kill. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show him going out of bounds. So, with this, might be more now that, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It takes 6 scroll hits if you're this high on health. It's very unusual that I'm this far with this much health. But you'll see that if I just use scrolls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it still did it. Let's throw one away here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have two health left. Whereas I actually do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He only has 1 health left. Those were all squirrel hits, right? Well, the thing is that when you throw the last scroll, it's actually activating your bow immediately, so you're only doing bow damage with this last scroll hit. Which in this case, due to the way my health is, worked out anyway. But usually, it means that you're thinking you're done and you've still got 1 hit left. Like if you were at half health, it makes a bigger difference. So I do the scroll trick at least once to make sure that I have enough scrolls. So if I have 6, I need to do 6 scroll hits. The first one I do, since I only have 6 left, is just a bow hit. That means I have, 7 shots effectively. And boom, it's done. So just make sure that you're always leaving 1 scroll in the tank at the end is really what I'm saying there. The other thing is that it doesn't matter what turtle you use here. Raphael can do pretty much as well. Whoa, what is he? What? Why did he step back? It's crazy. All sorts of weird stuff happens when you're trying to do tutorials, I guess. But see, he's swiping at me, and I can hit him. It takes a lot longer with Raphael, of course, but it's still possible. So, I guess if you're in some weird situation where you didn't have Donatello, but you felt you could get through that end gauntlet with somebody else, you can still do it. There are some ways, well, I'm set up with a weird save state here, but like you can do slightly faster setups here to get him into position. There, I knocked him out. I managed to knock him out of bounds. He teleports to the center, and then things get scary. Now he can shoot me. Luckily, I didn't get hit at the end. I highly doubt that anybody will do Raphael % during the race. It's not a fun run. I've tried to do it before. There's just stuff like Mouser where it stops being fun when you're trying to do it with Raphael. Technodrome is annoying as well, so you kind of... Yeah, the easy way to do it with Raphael would be to stock up on scrolls till you have 99 of them and just hope you never get a drop, but that doesn't sound fun either. So, real quick, Technodrome, the spawn point for Technodrome is determined like a frame or two before you actually take control of the turtle. So, because there's nothing else going on from a power on state till you hit start effectively, that means that you can manipulate where Technodrome will spawn. But there's nobody I know that is good at it. Nobody is 100%. I don't even know if anybody's 50%, to be honest. But it is technically a possibility. If somebody wants to do a ton of research and find a great spot for people to do on console, that would be wonderful. I do have an IPS patch available, and I can link that if anybody is interested in it, that will patch your turtle game where it shows, you see down there, 4. 4 is the worst tunnel. That's that bottom left tunnel. Possibilities are 2, 3, and 4. 2 is the good, 3 is okay, and 4 is horrible. You have to kill something before it makes a determination. But you can kind of practice on your EverDrive. And I'm not sure if EverDrive practice will transfer to real cartridge practice. That's still kind of up in the air, but you can sort of play with it and see what results you can get. Boom, I got a 3. So it's that bottom right tunnel this time around. Obviously, using this in a run or using it in the NEScathlon race is banned, and it will be pretty obvious when you get a high score that's 30 when you have 100 points. But yeah, it's possible to try and work on it. And I would love if people would work on it, so maybe somebody will figure something out for once. But that's pretty much it for the tutorial. So I'm going to do a couple runs here.